Nintendo Switch 2 just got announced this Thursday in a brand new sneak peek trailer that has already gotten over 18 million views at the time of this video. The Nintendo Switch 2 has been one of the most anticipated consoles for 2025, and it's finally here, with more information coming in April 2nd in a Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct. So here's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. Why should any of you go buy a new Nintendo Switch 2 right when it comes out? Well, here are my three main points in response to that question. The games, the up-to-date hardware, and the new features that the new console is going to bring. So the first thing I'm going to talk with you guys about is the games. Most people buy Nintendo consoles, or any console really, even PlayStation and Xbox, for the games. People don't just go buy Nintendo systems for the browser, or watching movies, or whatever it may be, but they're buying the systems usually for the games, obviously because it's a gaming console, right? So now with that in mind, let's talk about why you should be buying the Nintendo Switch 2 when it comes out for its games. So I've already made a video about this, but Nintendo has already confirmed a couple games for Nintendo Switch 2. The first one and the most notable one is Mario Kart 9, and the second one is Metroid Prime 4. While this hasn't been confirmed for directly being a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive game, it still is going to be on Nintendo Switch 2 because it'll be backwards compatible with Nintendo Switch. So if Metroid Prime 4 releases on only Nintendo Switch, which I doubt they will do that, they'll probably make it cross-gen, it'll be available on Nintendo Switch 2 no matter what. So let's talk about Mario Kart 9. You definitely don't have to be a fan of Mario Kart to just enjoy the game. Well, Mario Kart 9 was just teased in the Nintendo Switch 2 first look trailer, and it looks absolutely awesome. People have already been in-depth analyzing this entire trailer, and from what it looks like, there's going to be 24 players, which is 2 times or double the amount in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is going to be absolutely insane, which means the tracks will be much bigger. It means a lot of things, but like, Mario Kart 9 is going to be absolutely amazing, and people just can't wait to get the next look at Mario Kart 9 and for it to get all the great details on it. So if you're not a fan of Mario Kart, that's okay, but I'm about to give you a stat that might give you some more perspective. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold about 60 million units on Nintendo Switch, and just think about how Mario Kart 9, how much more that could sell, and how much more fun that could be, especially since we haven't gotten a brand new Mario Kart since Mario Kart 8, not 8 Deluxe, but Mario Kart 8 in about 10 years ago. So anyways, guys, the point I'm trying to make is Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be a great console for great games, and they're also going to look really good, which I'll talk about later in a little bit. But Nintendo Switch 2 is about to have so many amazing games throughout its life, and even in the first year, we're going to get things like Mario Kart 9, Metroid Prime 4, and who knows what else. There's probably going to be a new Animal Crossing. Well, there will be a new Animal Crossing eventually, that's confirmed. And there will also be a new Smash Bros. They have to do that. They also have to make a new Splatoon. Like, there's just so many game possibilities for this console. And they're not going to be playable on Nintendo Switch, which is why you're going to need to get a Switch 2 to play these new amazing games. And that leads me to the next point I said I would talk about, which is the hardware, the improved hardware. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go over the improved hardware for the Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch 2 is about to have some crazy performance improvements and just hardware improvements in general, and lots of new features, which I'm also going to talk about later. But the Nintendo Switch 2 is rumored, heavily rumored, to have 4K output, as opposed to this thing, which can only do 1080p in docked and 720p in handheld. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is also supposed to have 1080p in handheld, which is going to be an amazing improvement from the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch has 720p in 2025 and 24 last year throughout its whole lifespan, and that's just kind of ridiculous because that was outdated even at the time. And only being able to go to 1080p in docked means that it just shows, and the games are not going to look as great like that. So yeah. So this can only mean one thing. Nintendo Switch 2's games are going to look absolutely great. And if you're a Nintendo fan, then you know that this has always been Nintendo's focus. Not for the games to look great, but for the fun of the games. And with the games looking great and playing in 4K output, that's only going to mean that the games are going to get bigger and better, in my opinion. Now, you might disagree with me, but honestly, I mean, 4K, it works with all the modern TVs, and 1080p in handheld is perfectly on par with all of the other gaming handhelds at this time. So what could be bad about this? So anyways, guys, the point of all this, to bring it back to the main point of the video, is why you guys should buy the Nintendo Switch 2 right when it comes out, is first of all, the Switch 2 is going to be much more compatible with all of the latest things like the TVs and all of that. It's just going to be more compatible. And the second thing is that, like I've already said, the games are going to look so much better. And they're going to play so much better with this new hardware and the new processors and all of that kind of stuff. And it's only going to be an upgrade over the base Nintendo Switch. Alright guys, so I think you guys get the point. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be a huge upgrade over the base Nintendo Switch in the games that I've talked about, and the many more that are going to come, and the performance. But now we have to talk about the features. How is the Nintendo Switch going to be better in terms of features? Well, one thing that's probably going to be fixed on the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be Joy-Con drift, and the Joy-Cons in general. The Joy-Cons, for me, I have big hands, as you can see. The Joy-Cons are just way too small for a lot of people, and even people who have normal size hands. The Joy-Cons are just super small, and the buttons are even smaller. So Nintendo Switch 2 with the 8-inch screen, which is also another feature that you guys should take note of, the 8-inch screen. It's going to be a much bigger console in general, which means the Joy-Cons will be bigger. And I've heard rumors about the new joystick system, which will probably get rid of drift, which is, infamous for Nintendo Switch. The other things that Nintendo Switch 2 is going to offer in terms of features is going to be the kickstand. The kickstand is going to be much better. It's going to be much sturdier. But a lot of people don't use the kickstand, but it's still worth noting if you do like the kickstand. Also, the design of the Nintendo Switch 2 is probably going to be metal, as we saw in the trailer. It will probably be metal, and hopefully that will be a good improvement. I think it will. It'll be much more durable and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyways, guys, so that's all I had to say about the Nintendo Switch 2. And in conclusion, if after this video and other videos you've watched probably saying you should go buy the Switch 2, if you're still on the fence about it, or maybe you have a question about the price, that's what I was going to talk about, the price. The Nintendo Switch 2 is rumored to be about $400 and maybe to $450. I doubt it'll be $500. That would be a little bit too much for the console. But $400 to $450 looks like it's going to be the price range. So if you really want to get a Nintendo Switch 2 after these reasons that I've given you, you should definitely think about it and maybe even pre-order it when it's ready for pre-order, probably in April. And as far as release date, the console is probably going to be available in either May or June. We'll just have to wait and see from Nintendo. Alright guys, well thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to comment down below what you thought of this video, any criticisms, any questions, always trying to get better on the channel. And make sure to just subscribe to help me, and leave a like and comment down below what you thought. See you guys later.